Meir Shapiro was famous for initiating and spearheading the Daf Yomi movement, but he was also famous for establishing the yeshiva Chachma Lublin in Poland in the year 1930. And when Meir Shapiro became the Rosh Yeshiva of Lublin, he was asked by the community of Lublin to serve as the Rav. And at first, Meir Shapiro was very uncomfortable with the idea of serving as both the Rav and the Rosh Yeshiva. He said that nobody since the Maram of Lublin served in both positions, and he felt it was inappropriate to step into the shoes of the Maram of Lublin. But at the end, he yielded, he gave in, and he accepted the appointment and became the Rav of the city of Lublin as well as the Rosh Yeshiva. And Meir Shapiro explained that he based his decision off the end of Parshas Vayeira, the story of Akedas Yitzchak. We see in this week's Parsha that Avram Avinu, he brings Yitzchak to be brought as a sacrifice to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And right before he's about to slaughter his son Yitzchak, HaKadosh Baruch Hu turns to Avram and says, "Don't do anything. Al tas l'uma. Don't even touch him. Don't scratch him." And Avram Avinu says, "Please, let me do something. Otherwise, it's going to be for nothing," as Rashi explains. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, "Still, don't do anything." And Avram Avinu sees in the bushes, Ne'echaz b'sfach b'karnav. There's an aisle that's entangled in the bushes. And he right away takes the aisle and he offers it as sacrifice to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And the question that Meir Shapiro is bothered by is that how did Avram Avinu know that it was a proper thing to do, to take the aisle and bring it as a carbon in place of Yitzchak? Didn't Hashem say Al tas lo me'uma? Maybe included in the commandment of Al tas lo me'uma, it was also don't do anything, don't even bring to something else, another animal in the place of Yitzchak. The question goes even further because we know, Chazal tell us that at every step of the Avodah, Avram Avinu would say that this should be as if I shechted Yitzchak. When he was makabel and accepted the blood, he would say, this should be as if I accepted the blood of Yitzchak. I was makabel the dam of the blood of Yitzchak. And again, HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Avram Avinu, Al tas l'uma, don't do anything. How did Avram Avinu know that it was the proper thing to do? And Meir Shapiro answers that how do we know in life when something is good? Many times, often, the good things in life come with difficulty. They're hard to access. Maybe we'll encounter certain difficulties and challenges along the way. But those are the good things many times in life. And in his wit, Meir Shapiro explained that he saw that there was a lot of sfach, there was a lot of politics in the city of Lublin, and he realized that it was the proper thing to do to accept the position of Rav. And it's a cute story, but it's a very important life lesson. Sometimes, many times, people say, it's human nature to say, if they encounter difficulties, if they meet things along the path and things aren't going as well as they would like, they immediately say that this is a bad sign from Shemayim, it's not the right thing, I'm giving up, I'm done. But Meir Shapiro is telling us that we see from this week's parsha that the proper thing to do is, when we see bad things, to persevere and be determined, not to give up hope, and to stop at this new activity, this new journey that we may have embarked on, but rather to keep on going and to stay on track. And that's exactly what Avram Avinu saw. He saw that there was a ne'echaz b'sfach b'karnav. And that's the lesson that we have to apply to each and every one of us. Sometimes we may have a difficult time, whether it's in shidduchim, whether it's in finding yeshiva, finding a chavrusa, and we've sometimes encountered difficulties. And sometimes people say, you know what, this is not for me, this is not the right thing. But if anything, we have to be empowered. We have to say, no, it's the good things in life that are hard to access. It's like when we have a fruit, it has a shell. The good things in life, it's hard to access it. We have to remove the shell. And that's with many things in life. We have to realize that it's as difficult as it may be, but sometimes those are the very best things. And we have to take the necessary steps to achieve that in spite of all the difficulty and the resistance that we may meet. And so I urge each and every one of you to take this lesson to heart and to realize, to recognize that in spite of all the difficulties and the resistance that we may meet along any path that we may choose, don't be discouraged. Be encouraged and keep going. Stay determined and persevere throughout everything. Have a good Shabbos.